We can expect fireworks at the Garden on that date.
I just think that's just his character, no personal vendettas. A little push and a shove is like kids play in the playground, you know what I mean?
Jake Paul slapped Anthony Joshua in their recent face-off.
Here's your challenger and champion, ladies and gentlemen, June 1st of this year. It all goes down, as you can see.
Anthony Joshua completely humiliates Jake Paul.
The shove is like kids play in the playground, you know what I mean? We was like 4 years old, then the teacher would say, oh, hold on, it's the same thing that happens, isn't it? It's just, it's what it is, I don't really take no.
Adam Smith makes it clear Jake Paul crossed a line
It just shouldn't happen, but we don't know. As with all these things, there's always a grey area, isn't there? But, you know.
Simon Jordan puts Jake Paul's face-off stunt into perspective, turning a moment of chaos into a story about overconfidence and misjudged bravado. Jake thought a slap could shake Anthony Joshua, but in the theater of real boxing, it's a rookie mistake. Every gesture like this writes a warning. AJ doesn't just fight, he dismantles.
An egg in his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? You know, we saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
Eddie Hearn doesn't mince words. Jake Paul.
You know, when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's going to be that kind of fight.
The Wade concept lays it bare. Jake Paul.
No, I mean, I don't mind fighters pushing and shoving. Probably shouldn't be slapping each other at the face-off. Security did a pretty good job of corralling it while they could, but I thought it was just an open.
Johnny Nelson hits Jake Paul with cold.
Morning, man. To make the way how he's done it, you know, on the morning of a fight, it's just wrong. It's dangerous, and the board are now in a situation where they think shit. So I don't know how to.
Duke McKenzie tries to sugarcoat it, but let's be honest.
I thought it was a stroke of genius, personally. I don't see there's any harm in it. You know, this is the entertainment business that we live in now, and if you're not going to be entertaining.
Adam Catterall hits hard. Jake Paul's slap is polarizing because it's utterly ridiculous. Some call it drama, others call it entertaining. But all it really shows is that Jake is a YouTube pretender, trying to play in a heavyweights world. AJ isn't performing for clicks. He's ready to dismantle a clown in front of everyone.
But I do feel it's maybe what the sport doesn't need, and yet many people are saying, no, it's great, you watch it. Everybody wants to go to that.
Adam Smith nails it. Jake Paul.
You don't know what's going to happen because it's different on that day than any other day. It just sort of script.
Tony Bellew cuts straight through the hype. Jake Paul's slap has turned professional boxing into a clown show. AJ doesn't deal in theatrics, but Jake thrives on attention. Every slap, shove, and stunt screams amateur hour. This isn't entertainment for the sport. It's a public display of weakness. Jake's YouTube fame won't help him survive a real heavyweight, and everyone sees the charade for what it is.
It's frightening for the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus.
Roy Jones Jr. highlights the contrast. AJ's focus is lethal and composed, while Jake Paul's so-called energy is overhyped nonsense. One is a disciplined champion, the other a YouTube pretender. Every attempt Roy Jones Jr. highlights the contrast. AJ's focus is lethal and composed, while Jake Paul's so-called energy is overhyped nonsense. One is a disciplined champion, the other a YouTube pretender.
Came out here just going through the motion. He's serious about it, you know, so I liked it.
Yeah, like his energy was like very calming throughout the week.
Yes.
Johnny Nelson dismantles Jake Paul.
It was wrong. Yeah, it was wrong. He put his hands on him. And so it was wrong. But you know what? He's saying I'm going to play the villain. You know, being a prop, done everything.
Paul Smith perfectly sums up the farce that Jake Paul is trying to sell as bravado. Laughable, poetic, funny.
We expect that from Chisora. I'm not going to lie, when it happens, I laughed my head off. I absolutely laughed my head off.
I did too.
I thought it was quite poetic. I thought what happened was...
Dave Coldwell exposes Jake Paul for the calculated attention seeker he really is. This wasn't some spontaneous act. It was premeditated, a desperate cry for relevance. Every slap, every shove screams insecurity. The world sees through the theatrics. Touching a professional fighter's face like that is childish and disrespectful. Jake's bravado is paper thin, and it will be ripped apart the moment AJ lands a clean shot. He's a YouTube clown trying to masquerade as a fighter, and it's humiliating to watch a grown man act like this on a world stage.
No, it's premeditated, then it's not uncharacteristic. At the time, you're thinking it's like reaction. So no, it's not, because he premeditates everything, and it was funny, but I don't agree with...
Duke McKenzie cuts straight through the circus and exposes Jake Paul as the amateur clown he truly is. Make no mistake, one clean punch from AJ, and Jake's YouTube hype, his villain persona, and all his overblown bravado will vanish in a flash. This isn't just about entertainment, it's a health and safety issue. Jake's antics, his childish slaps, his pre-fight theatrics will come at a brutal cost. AJ doesn't play games. He punishes, dominates, and dismantles. The gap between a seasoned world champion and a social media wannabe has never been more glaring. From a commercial lens, yes, the fight sells. But from a sporting perspective, it's a ticking time bomb for Jake's ego and his face. He's about to get schooled in the harshest way possible.
If Anthony Joshua goes into this fight with Jake Paul on a serious level and catches Jake Paul with a serious punch, he will do far more damage than that. So, from a health and safety perspective, I hope the fight doesn't happen. But from a commercial perspective, the fight has to happen because this fight generates...
Eddie Hearn leaves zero room for illusions. AJ's focus is merciless, surgical, and unstoppable. Jake Paul's slap antics, his desperate stunts, and overhyped theatrics mean nothing in the face of true world-class discipline. AJ isn't walking into a circus, he's stepping into a war. Every premeditated move from Jake will be answered with precision and power, and his ego is the first casualty. The script for entertainment exists, yes, but reality will hit Jake like a heavyweight freight train. This fight will expose him as the YouTube amateur he is. No skill, no defense, just a mouthful of bravado and a face about to get rearranged. Jake Paul's antics will collapse under the weight of AJ's experience and focus, leaving the world to watch the ultimate humiliation live in real time.
Is there a script? Yeah, there is a script. We come out and try and knock him out, clean out cold. I think AJ is just completely focused on the fight, like it was a world championship fight, like it was a world championship contender. We couldn't be taking it more seriously. Is there a script? Yeah, there is a script. We come out and try and knock him out, clean out cold.
As we wrap up, one thing is crystal clear. Jake Paul's face-off antics were childish, reckless, and entirely out of his league. Anthony Joshua isn't just another opponent. He's an Olympic gold medalist, a two-time heavyweight champion, and a living nightmare for any YouTube pretender. Every slap, shove, and overhyped stunt from Jake Paul only fuels the anticipation of his inevitable humiliation. Fans, pundits, and insiders all agree, this isn't just a fight. It's a spectacle, exposing the gap between a real fighter and a social media illusion. The stakes are sky high, the tension is palpable, and the world will be watching as AJ dismantles the hype and leaves Jake Paul scrambling to save face. Don't blink, because one wrong move and Jake Paul's bravado will be gone in an instant. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us live as we witness this ultimate showdown, the